It belongs in a museum. So do you.
I'm Walter Day, the father of esports, and you're watching Matty Mo's Arcade.
And you know how long it's been I started playing Whac-A-Mole?
I'm getting ready to attack, fanny pack attached. Tokens are all stacked, got the mallet in my grasp. Waiting for the moles, hiding in their holes. Scoreboard keeping tally, I'll be playing till they close now. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. I'm a mallet master, a single-fisted blaster. You can ask my baby, it starts slow then gets faster. I'm a record setter.
It's not a very cool game.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's a great game. It's just when you get further into it, it's you know, when you get to the cobalt level and you got three tanks coming at you, it's hard to beat. It's so challenging at that point that it's frustrating.
I think that the thing with most of us now adults
Override
is
Cobalt
we didn't
level.
play it as kids because it stole our quarters so fast. It's like
Exactly.
I don't even want to play that because it takes my quarter like in a minute.
Yeah.
And so
Dragon's
we grew
Lair.
up with this stigma that I don't like that game because you didn't like it as a kid. But
That's understandable.
it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad to play.
You know, that's funny you said that because I was watching Stranger Things the other night, and the kid actually made a comment about that. He was playing the game, and he was like, "You overpriced piece of crap."
Right.
And he kicked the game, and I was like, "Yeah, they know all about Dragon."
That was the first 50-cent machine that I saw, and it was in Chuck E. Cheese. And of course, I mean, it looks like you're playing a cartoon, so I was like all about it. And, you know, put 50 cents in, and then bam, done.
Yeah.
So, in the hopes that someday that I'll get those two games, I do have my. Whoop, that's the wrong one. I do have my Space ACN Dragon's Lair. Yeah, Dragon's Lair. Space Ace laser disc.
Got it ready to go, huh?
And I do have a laser disc player down there, so I can.
You have Laserdisc movies, right?
right. You can watch the track mode
And watch it.
Cool little features and stuff laying around.
Do they work?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The
I
light
think
bright.
there's you see a little bit of glitching in the Dragon's Lair. I mean, you know, with the laser rock, but it's really not. Like, I would stick it in dedicated. It's not that bad.
Well, now pretty much everybody goes to Daphne for all that. Is that not it? I mean, I'm not a laser guy.
So, it just
A
depends
laser
on
guy.
how void of parts the machine I get. I mean, if I got an empty cabinet, I might start with the Daphne. But someday, if I had a cabinet that had a laser disc player, then I would obviously try to keep that running.
Right.
But if it had a broken laser disc player, I would probably invest in
Dexter?
the Dexter. Yes.
That's what we're running at the
Just because, even though it's $400 or $500, it would still to invest $300+ in a working laser disc, knowing it's probably going to break eventually.
And
Right.
most likely it's going to fail. And I think these the Dexter boards are pretty reliable. There's not much really going on that board from
I mean,
looks.
no, it's running the original code, so who cares if it's reading it from a laser disc or a flash? Because a lot of these games were hard drive based, and I've already done the compact flash conversions on them just because they're more reliable.
Right.
And
Steve,
actually,
you want to put your camera on a tripod? I can run both cameras, so you can sit down.
I'm actually thinking about killing this for a minute and playing some games.
Oh, okay.
I do have a tripod here too.
Nice.
If you need it.
That one's pretty nice.
Well, I mean, it's cheap. if you need a tripod.
I'll be right back.
Mine's pretty cheap too. Yeah, I'll be back too. We'll get some more conversation.
She likes Joust and Defender. I will trade both my machines 2 games for 1 Joust or 1 Defender. And I replied back, you know, I'm not about screwing people, but if you want to do the trade, like with the pinball, that's on. If you're happy with that trade, right, I'll take the trade. So I messaged the guy back. I said I have a Defender and a Joust. I said I'm not going to do a 2 for 2, but if you really want to trade 2 games for 1, like you posted, your choice. You can pick the Defender or Joust. He came here, and he took the Defender. And so I got his Tempest, and I got his Dig Dug. Another collector friend who I haven't talked to in probably a decade, I knew he was looking for a Dig Dug, and I called him up. I said, hey, have a Dig Dug. I will hand deliver it to your house. It's in pristine condition. Hand deliver it to your house for $300. He said, sold.
300.
So I picked it up from the guy in Illinois, drove by the friend's house on the way home, hand delivered it for $300.
That's a great price.
But I had a Dig Dug cocktail, and
I like how, I guess that one you can set it, the height on it. I really like the height on that.
So that's something else. The cocktails aren't as desirable, but I did want one in the collection because we all played them at pizza parlors. Come on, we all played
Right.
it. So I wanted one, just so people knew what a cocktail was. Well, it was like really rusted out, so I stripped all the metal off of it and was repainting it. And that's when I figured out, I'm like, wait a sec, you can adjust these. I've always played them like way down here. And when I figured out I could adjust it to bar height, I'm like, I've never ever seen one on location ever that they stood up bar height like that.
I never had it either.
It's like a high top table at a bar,
Yeah.
which is kind of more comfortable than
Playing
all
it down
hunched
low,
over,
yeah.
It's almost like, the inlaid poker at the casino where you're hunched over kind of looking down, but it's not as bad as trying to play 2 feet off the ground.
So I did get that Tempest and I think that Defender I got for $300 way back when. So I got the Dig Dug. So basically I got the Tempest for free because I sold the Dig Dug for $300. But for years, I told my wife, I said, I miss that Defender. I know I get a great deal, but I miss it. And so it was 2 Christmases ago, she seen the Defender for sale and she bought it.
Dude, where do you find a wife like that?
So it was,
I guess we're all looking, aren't we?
I think it was,
I don't think I'd
I think it was
Defenders with 5 Defender guns.
$250 to $300, but it was
Nice.
broken. It was broken. And the guy, so, and I'm not going to say the guy's name because you may recognize it, and I have no qualms against him. He said in conversations, it's coming up to a blue screen, so there's definitely something, chip's bad or something. He said, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, whatever it was, $250 or $300. I'm like, okay, I'll get it working. I get it home. I try to, I start to power it up, whatever. I have some Williams games, so I have a little familiarity. Nothing black. What the heck? And so I'm starting to go through everything. 2 chips on that main board were plugged in backwards.
Oh.
Now, he had a second Defender there. He said, yeah, I'm going to keep this one because the side art was unique, or I don't know what it was. I think he swapped the blue screen board with the board. They had 2 chips plugged in backwards before he sold it to me. So that's why I'm not going to say his name, but it is what it is.
Stuff does happen.
We've all had those stories, but so anyways, there's some guy on the internet that does trade-in on Williams boards, very reasonable. I think $150. So I had to spend an additional $150 to trade in my main board to get it working. Anyways, and he does trades, like you send in your bad board that he will fix and resell, and he will sell you a working board that he's already fixed and
We were going to try to do that with Punch Out.
so
I never did. I just spent more money on big training.
The price went up on it so much that,
But still, the same price as Eldorado.
oh, it is?
Yeah,
Still a
there's
couple hundred.
190.
So I think it was out $250 plus $150 on the board, and so I think it's $400 into it. But it was one of those holes in the arcade that I was kind of over at place.
That's one thing we do have is Defender cabinets, where we have 3, 4. We've got a lot of safe Gremlin cabs, too.
I only got 1 Gremlin cab.
I got 3.
What was some later with cabinet? Steve here referred as Zaxxon. It actually had
His cabinet's actually pretty good. Out of all the ones that we do have, his is probably the best. It's got a little chunk taken out of the bottom, but there's no water damage, and those cabinets just absorb water like a sponge.
Heavy as hell.
They're even heavier after they're waterlogged.
4-inch plywood or something. Plywood.
Like particle board.
Particle.
I have to say that the worst particle board, I don't know what it is. I think it's like cardboard. That cube or whatever they made that out of, it's like fluffy. If you reach behind there, it's like
It's MDF.
you can feel hairs.
Yeah, it's like MDF.
Yeah.
It's like cardboard, really.
Yeah, it's almost like a cardboard. Like it's the worst. I mean, it looks good, it works, but I'm talking about as far as construction quality into the
Well, like
cabinet.
you said
it's
earlier,
the
I
worst
mean,
part.
that,
Have you put your
2 or 3 year life expectancy is
Yeah.
what they expected out of these things. And here we are struggling to keep them alive, you know? I mean, certain games like that, yeah, it's cool to have the cabinet, but I mean, it's getting to the point now where some of those cheaply made cabinets, like the grown-up cabinets, the one that Frogger's in, and then, you know, the Cuber, it gets to the point to where maybe a reproduction's not such a bad idea. As long as it's got all the guts and the control panel and everything that's original, really.
And what's it really going to hurt to reproduce a Frogger cabinet that's not made out of that material so that it lasts a little bit longer?
I
To
mean,
me,
well,
that seems fine.
that's what Liebig was doing. You know, he made this tapper. He got his tapper made for him. It's totally
Better quality.
new cabinet. Yeah, it's
CNC routing.
I mean, I'd rather have the original stuff, but if you run across one that's junk, then I mean, you got other choice. It's,
A number of these games in here had the switching power supplies just because the linears were so being unreliable.
Where you put all switchers in?
Not all of them, but I mean the ones that had issues. I think Galaga had
That's
it
kind of
done.
where we're at.
Frogger had it done. I keep shotgunning the Cubert every 3 years because of it needs that voltage for the sound and the knocker.
So real picky.
It's real
See,
picky.
I'm really like the linears. I'd just rather rebuild them than put a switch in it, just because I can say it's original.
Well, I actually
You are
keep
super purist, though.
I keep the failed linears still mounted inside the cabinet for you. 10 years down the road, if it ever comes to you, like, hey, this guy left the original.
I mean, there are some things, you know, I bought one of those little deals you stick in the side of a switcher and you plug in your Galaga and all that. Because I got one that's going on location. For that, it's going to be better than trying to rebuild the other one. I'll leave the other one in there. But yeah, you're right, dude. I mean, I've got a Turtles that's a golden teeth. No. Yeah, it was a golden teeth. And I'm fixing to redo it. And people are like, oh yeah, you're going to do the green tea mode and all that cool stuff. Hell no, I'm not putting that green tea mode in. I'm going to go back original the way it was when we bought it. You know,
I like them when they look a
it
little
helps it to
different.
stand out. I was like, I don't give a shit if it stands out. I mean,
We
I
also,
wouldn't own the Turtles. I mean,
like, we build
once
the
you're done, you're done. It's
Miss
linear.
Pac-Man multi-cades. I'll put the
not
different color
location,
games
keyboards
man.
on.
People dump that money in those locations.
That's true.
So.
People like to see those on those, you know, brand new Miss Pac cabs that we make. They like to see, or even Galaga, you know, oh, this one has yellow, this one has pink, this one has green, this one has chrome. They do, and we'll do the different button combinations on there, different colors, pink buttons or yellow buttons. And people kind of like having the option, oh, this is the one that fits me. And none of them are original at all. So
Prince Arcades, they're the ones that make all those reproductions, right? See, I love their work. I mean, I don't have anything against it. The only thing is, like you said, you're ultimate purist. They paint the inside of that thing blue, and it drives me nuts. It's supposed to be black. Paint it black. But you know what? They're the ones that are making them. They're the ones that are selling them. And with it being painted blue like that, you can look at it and be like, that's not right.
well, have you seen that John's arcade
You like
video
anything else I
where
can get you?
he's at the One Up and sees Exidy, John Jamshed. So,
They do have a
and
version.
I think it's a
They
Galaga.
have a scrap
There's a
version.
mirror in the back.
Oh, yeah, you put the mirror on the top of it.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can kind of see it reflected in. That's not original, but I like the idea.
Yeah,
30
yeah, yeah.
arcades, 10 pins.
Yeah, I like to go back original.
Nice open room. like
Yeah,
this.
you're all original. I'm 90% original. The other 10%
See,
I want to be.
like that one there, the Fix and Felix.
But
I would probably turn that back into Donkey Kong. or
mostly
something.
they're
There's plenty of
not,
Donkey Kong.
you know,
And the cost of what it's going to cost to get a power supply, a harness, a board, a Sanyo monitor, which nobody can find right now anyway.
Well, my
Under the point where you were
my Nintendo Super System.
Sure.
I'm going to talk about hard to find parts. That
Yeah.
damn thing is hard to find.
Actually gonna start selling some.
But it sucks,
Excuse
you know,
me?
because I found what do you call it? The joysticks, the controllers. I found one that I paid $150 for, and then I ran across another dude that sold me one for $30. I was like, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Oh, so you had, I think you had mentioned the Baby Pac-Man. I considered at some point that if I was to get in another game with that, that's one thing that I would trade off.
Oh, yeah?
Throwing that out there. Well, I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure the rest of us in this room.
I'd love to trade for that sucker too.
What, a Baby Pac-Man?
Yeah. It's just one of those games that I actually played as a kid,
The thing is,
so
like,
it does
whatever.
have a little nostalgia.
I like to know other
It's-
collectors, because if I trade...
The Pac-Man part on top is
something
super
or-
difficult.
You say
I've
you
never
traded
played
that
it.
Baby
I'll
Pac-Man,
give it
and I traded
I'll
you something
try
for
it.
it. And then, you know, if you
Do a
did that,
little,
Done to
I wish
me.
I had that Baby Pac-Man.
little recording of
Then it's
your
still
efforts.
in the group and it gets passed around. You know, everybody gets to enjoy it. If you just sell it to somebody
Do
that
the
voted
buttons
in
do
the
anything
game,
on the
you never know
control
what
panel?
it's
Oh,
gonna
because the buttons are for the...
You're gonna have. There's flippers on the side too.
I just
See?
used to be very good at games.
I mean, I don't think I have
enjoy them.
the
I enjoy collecting them. I enjoy seeing them and reading them. That's what I really
zoomed in.
want.
Oh, it's gonna be really hard for me to film this. But you play Pac-Man on the top, and then see those gates? You go down, and then that kicks the pinball out.
Now I can sit down and take the controller and Super Mario, run that sucker to the end quick. And I can play Nintendo games like crazy. So like that Punch Out, to me that is
Once you lose the pinball, you go back to the video screen.
Yeah, sometimes, depending on what happens, you can hit it up the middle, and you go back into the game. But if it drains, I think you lose a life.
like a hard knockout like they do in the video games. I don't understand. I don't know, it's cool. Fix it, Felix, that's a game. PC.
So good at pinball. It's dominating.
Coach.
See, right now you got that blue drop target. Oh, now it's gone. Now you can go up through there.
One of my favorite games. And now
Up to where? The target spots?
Up in that middle spot, you can go back up into this game. But now you're back up there, but it's because you died.
No power pellets, huh?
No, you earn them on the pinball side. See, you earned one. I think that's how it works.
So what's on your list of games to get?
I see that they're blocked off too. They can't go back to pinball. So
You gotta
So,
collect
I mean,
enough dots or something. There's a way that you can
Open
travel
to-
back and forth. Now they're open again.
an original collectible that I don't have. There's so many original collectibles that I don't have. You guys were just talking about turtles, which I always thought, man, they would look great next to Simpsons. Obviously, obviously Zookeeper Tapper. Other titles that aren't as popular, Mappy. You know, I always enjoyed Puyon. I actually enjoyed Pac-Man a lot, to be honest with you. There's a lot of original titles that aren't as popular that I don't have, as long as they're originals. I would really like to get a couple of pinballs, and not even the main ones. Like one of the ones that I would like to get next is a Firepower. Just I like that Williams.
Firepower.
Like Firepower, I liked
Wrong
the
spot.
Pinbot series. I like to get.
How many lives do you get?
So I'm not
3, I
really
think.
stuck on. I have to trade this for that, but those are just kind of the.
Steve doesn't want to be on camera.
I don't know, some of the weird things that I wonder. What is the weird thing about the worst way?
You were too bad at it, so
I wanted one for a while, and now unfortunately it's one of those that everybody else wants, so I'm going to end up paying for that too. It's just like Star Wars.
I know someone that has a red tent sitting in his garage, and but I don't. I was just at his house this weekend. I don't know if he's.
Oh, now you want one too?
selling
No, I
it,
gotta
because
buy it
I said,
local.
hey, I noticed your red tin hasn't been in your arcade for a couple years. He said, yeah, it's been at my mom's house. I just had to go pick it up. and it's now sitting in his garage because he has no space in his. I could check to see if he's wanting to sell it. To be honest with you. I don't know if he is or isn't.
Well, it didn't hurt to ask. I mean, no, the answer can be no, and that's about it.
And that's
I
it.
can't take your birthday away.
Yeah, find out if he doesn't
Like,
want
no, I'll just keep it in the garage for no reason.
Yeah. If obviously if it was that important to him, it would probably found its way back down there. But
I think he's kind of like me, and that's. I like some of these titles, but in the end, really, you know, someone can convince me.
Excuse me?
And get rid of anything. Like the Popeye. I like the Popeye, Matt. I like the Defender, but the trade deal was just.
I like my Popeye a lot, but for that deal, I was like, oh, sold, man. That 8-8 poker looks great.
I mean, there's some that I've just kind of realized that I'm just going to save up and spend the ridiculous amounts of money that they want for it. And one of them's going to be Star Wars, the other's going to be a Tapper. Thought I had this fool here. Thought these guys were going to let go of that cabinet they got. Yeah, it's going to be on the restore list.
I know. Tapper's
Which one?
all that jazz.
That tapper that we got's beat, dude.
Yeah, but you know me, I'll strip it down to bare ass wood, sand it down.
You can sell that.
Well, I think I'm going to wrap up my video, and thanks, Jeremy, for letting us come and hang out,
No problem.
as always.
Find out what the hell happened.
You were videoing?
Yeah. I just
Wasting
been
these people's time.
videoing us talking shop, we'll say.
Boring people.
Thanks for watching, guys. Where am I at? There we are. So these two right here are going to be ground and 5 volt. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
Here it is. A nice little trade. The person I traded got what they wanted. I got what I wanted. And a pretty good deal on it, too.
Super Hangout. Get what I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.
When you take care of people, people take care of you in this community.
That's the truth.
So everyone, please remember that. Even if we're competitors, we're not enemies.